Nestled in tranquil surroundings in Cork, the Joseph Walsh studio designs and makes unique handcrafted furniture that blurs the boundaries between art and function. Regarded as one of Ireland's most sought-after designers, his furniture has been commissioned and collected internationally, and his work has been exhibited by some of the world's most prestigious galleries and design shows.
The intention is to create one-of-a-kind, exquisite objects that bring pleasure to people's lives, the three-dimensional objects that you can actually live with. The thought process through to the technical and design process, right through to the making, all happens within a studio environment whereby the level of control from material selection right through to the final finish and photographing the pieces all happens within the studio environment.
The studio has been in existence now for 10 years, so I suppose in terms of Ireland and Joseph's name would be relatively well known. We started working in the US about 3 years ago. The large-scale installation pieces, the first of which was called In Air, and it was a piece made for Sofa Chicago, I think in 2007. Their pieces that for Joseph are the full exploration of a concept and the purest form of a concept, and then they go on to feed into the functional pieces that are being made in the workshops. Joseph's work and his inspiration comes very much from his environment, from where he's from, and having the studio here in Cork is very good in that respect.
Over the course of the last number of years, I've been a designer, a maker. I've worn many hats, but as the studio has grown, I've been fortunate enough to be able to focus more and more on just the design activity. So that is predominantly my role today.
The connection between ourselves here in the workshop and Joseph and Fergus in the studio is quite close. We have a lot of meetings to iron out all the problems that we come across in one-off pieces that we do so often. To work in this type of environment, you have to, I think you have to be quite a perfectionist in order to realise the pieces that Joseph insists on, the high quality that he seeks. We have to bend the rules or even make them up as we go along in order to get the designs just as they should be. In the last few years, this workshop has really made the breakaway from traditional cabinet making and set rules and designs into more of an artist studio where we have the artist and the people working under him, and we sometimes have been referred to as wood engineers or sculptors rather than cabinet makers.
Timber comes into the workshop in this state, sawn what's known as true and true, so it's literally a log sliced, so the bark, the veiny edge is still on it. Comes in here to the machine shop. It is sawn to an oversized section relative to the project that we're making, and then it's brought on through to the dry room. This is the dry room. The timber has already been dried previously, air dried, kiln dried. This is a secondary drying process in order to refine the moisture content of the material relative to its ultimate environment. During the selection, we have to be careful, watch out for such defects as these slight shakes in the wood. This is one of the unique values of working in terms of design and making hand in hand, that you're able to really get a closeness to the material and realize a much higher potential of the ultimate piece with some resolve between the design process, the making, the material selection, and ultimately to something much more special. This is our bench room. This is where all the actual making takes place. It's pretty hands-on processes in here, from a series of bending, laminating processes here in these formers. This particular piece is a commission. It's for a private client for a dining room, and it's in ash, olive ash. I would say probably 2.5 years from the start of the process, when we initially started the conversation about the commission, and it's evolved quite a bit over that time relative to my work and the developments in my work, and just working with the client, very specific brief. Next few days is the final shaping here on the outer edge of the table. Some small subtle refinements. Then we're going to brush the entire piece to raise the grain and begin the finishing process of oiling. Well, yes, we're going to miss this piece. I mean, it's been a fantastic commission, a great client, and the result I'm very pleased with. We're also looking forward to what this has led to and as a development in the work, and what it's going to lead to next. In the photography, what we're doing today with Andrew Bradley is we're trying to recapture the essence of the original sketches, of the original conceptual thinking behind the entire body of work. So each piece we'll photograph, we'll try and recreate those initial sketches, the initial thought process of what was the original influence. So it's a very important element of completing the story in terms of the communication of the original concept. The nature of what we do is you're also always looking forward to the next exciting project and what you can do next, and what you can do with a concept next, what you can do with a skill or material, and how you can push it further.